I was thinking about what to sort of talk about for this video, and I think I have now sort of figured it out, but because I tried sometimes today, didn't really have the real talk, but I usually talk about stuff that I also need to hear, so therefore you also need to hear it. If you hear some noise and talking in the background, that's my brother, right beside, playing games with his friends, having a good time, which is fine. It's definitely fine. Good to him. But now we're going to talk about, I think, patience and discipline. There's easy to sort of compare myself, or I don't usually do this often, comparing myself because, or sometimes I do, but I go straight back to the the good the good thinking and such. But it's easy to sort of look negative on your hard work throughout the years, even though those years are what you or it's one of your biggest accomplishments. I mean, I have stayed disciplined and very focused on training, and therefore I have gained a very decent size, at least for a bunch of people I've talked with that say I have gained a bit or gained a lot of size. I know this as well, just so you know. And there's easy to sort of forget that if you found yourself in a weak moment comparing yourself to some other guy that don't know you, um, that you don't know, and it gets just thrown out the toilet. But I have to remember myself to appreciate the hard work, the discipline, the patience I have done throughout these many years. I think 4 years, about 4 years of hard training. Not always hard training, because I have given myself a space to enjoy myself as well. You know, I have talked about this before. You know, we all have sort of vacations, free days. I sort of prioritize with friends and family instead of training here and there. If I have room, I train, but if I don't usually have it, that's fine. But yeah, it's easy to sort of forget that, but you have to remember that you have actually done a very impressive thing. Staying true to my training for about 4 years is pretty impressive. It might not sound like it because the bar nowadays is so fucking high, but it is impressive, and I will continue doing that. Uh, Therefore, I'm proud, um, and I'm glad it took a long time, or it took a long time for me to get where I am. You know, there always could have been room for improvement and other stuff when it comes to looking better and such. You know, I'm not the most shredded guy. I'm okay with that. I know sort of the hard work, and I know the responsibility, the focus, the time, and all the other stuff that takes to sort of maintain and sort of get to a whole different shredded. But I'm not competing, so I'm not in such an interest to shred right away. So that's just reality, and I will just continue to sort of, if I begin to sort of lose focus on losing a bit more fat or start to shred more, that's more like it's more like a personal thing that I just, or a goal that I just want to continue on. So yeah, no, I'm proud of the patience, the discipline, because I do give compliments of my on my discipline, being able to stay this disciplined for this period, and that means a lot. That does mean a lot. So I will keep that in mind, definitely. And just remember that if it, you know, everybody, I think me included, if you could snap your fingers, and let's say I could snap my fingers and become one of the best guitarists ever, just like this, I think we would do that, yes? No? But I think we can all agree it wouldn't be the same as if I worked hard and then sort of turn out to be one of the best guitarists. There's sort of there's sort of an argument if that's even possible, because people sometimes are born with it or not, and it all depends on your work ethic and such. But let's say but the journey, right? It's the journey. So I think you gain a lot of experience and different kind of stuff from a long and just a long journey. You gain a lot of stuff from that. And saying me, I got super good at guitar like this, sure, that would be amazing, but I wouldn't have stories to tell. I wouldn't have such a broader journey and experience with, let's say, frustration, not figuring out this sort of chord. And there's a bunch of things that you learn and gain from having such a long sort of journey with something. I mean, of course, let's say my goal be, let's say acting, that has been put a bit on break due just in this period because of exam. I will continue trying to do some sort of stuff like that after the exam. It's tough, but I will try. But let's say if I would, let's say if I snap my fingers and I would get a role for a important big movie, sure, I would accept that. Yeah, that would be amazing. Do I have the experience or the experience as all the other talented actors, methods, whatever? Maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe that's one of the sort of things where, of course, people are looking for experience and such. I mean, sure, it would be a dream to just get a role like this, but also, and yeah, maybe I would have done that role very good, very bad. Who knows? Who knows? But I at least know that going on a lot of auditions, on a lot of trials, you gain a lot of experience from that, knowledge and such. So you gain a lot by failing. You gain a lot by trying and trying and trying and continuing on that path, right? So I think there's a lot of experienced people that talk about the importance of the journey, and that is not just a random thing, right? They talk about it because it's important. So yeah, I think even though we all have our own timeline, so even though it looks like or feels like people are just moving on, you are your own timeline. You just worry about yours. And okay, let's say people not move away from you, but they sort of, continue forward in their career, and it turns out you are not in that sort of life. That's fine. It turns out that those people were just a part of your journey, not the whole journey, right? And you have to come to terms with that. And I have, with a bunch of friends I thought I would be extremely close with before, I am not anymore, right? So it's not sort of predictable. And yeah, you just have to worry about your own timeline. It's your stories, your journey to tell. It's nobody else's. So make sure you just do it good, do it right, and you will come far. But remember that discipline is the most important thing. It's very important. So have discipline, have will, have whatever, right? Apologies. But yeah, I will continue on my school right now. And yeah, it's just nice to get it out, because sometimes I feel like, I feel a bit stuck, right? I have to fix my grades up for at least 1 or 2 years, continuing to get to law school, if not acting. So it's, a lot of my friends are almost halfway through their education. So yeah, it's scary. But yeah, it's my life, my journey. I won't sort of give myself twice the pain. But yeah, my left side, my arm and my neck is weird. It's just weird, man. Scary. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you had a good day. I hope you will have a good day. I wish you the best as always. Have a laugh, have a smile, and be kind. Discipline and hard work is important, and it is a vital part of whatever you're trying to achieve. So just make sure that you work hard, have discipline, and you can sort of season it with a bunch of motivation. But discipline or hard work should be the foundation. At least sort of do whatever you want to do. Okay, I don't know. Take care. Goodbye.